You are wasting 90% of the information you consume every single day, and you probably don't even realize it. Think about the last great book you read, the last helpful podcast you listened to, or that amazing life hack you saw on TikTok 3 weeks ago. How much of that information can you actually use right now? If you're like most people, the answer is almost none of it. We spend our lives swimming in a sea of content, but we're drowning because we can't remember any of it when we actually need it. We've all been there. You have 50 different browser tabs open. Your Save for Later folder on Instagram is a graveyard of ideas you'll never look at again. You feel like your head is constantly spinning because you're trying to remember your grocery list, a work deadline, a birthday gift idea, and a cool fact about space all at the same time. This is what I call the digital overload crisis. It's a heavy weight that we carry around every single day. We feel stressed and anxious because we know we're missing out on our own potential. We have all these aha moments, but they vanish into thin air 5 minutes later. The problem isn't that you're lazy or that you have a bad memory. The problem is that you're using your brain for something it wasn't built to do. Your brain is a factory for having ideas, not a warehouse for holding them. When you try to use your head as a storage unit, you run out of room for actual thinking. This is where the concept of a second brain comes in. It's an external digital system where you can store your knowledge and retrieve it whenever you want. Imagine never losing a great idea again. Imagine being able to start a project and having all the research, notes, and inspiration already waiting for you in a neat little folder. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to build this system so you can stop stressing and start creating. The C.O.D.E framework, how to manage what you know. To build a second brain, you need a process. You can't just throw notes into a digital pile and hope for the best. That's just digital hoarding. Instead, we use a framework called C.O.D.E. This stands for Capture, Organize, Distill, and Express. Let's break these down one by one, because this is the engine that makes the whole system run. The first step is capture. This is all about keeping what resonates with you. Most of us are digital pack rats. We save everything. We bookmark every article and save every meme. But a second brain isn't about saving everything. It's about saving the best of moments. You have to be picky. Ask yourself, does this move me, or is this actually useful for a project I'm working on right now? Think about gardening. If you see a great article on how to grow tomatoes in a small apartment, don't just leave the tab open for 3 weeks. Use a read later app like Pocket or Instapaper. With one click, that article is sent to a quiet place where you can read it later without the distractions of the internet. By doing this, you're telling your brain, I've got this. You can stop worrying about it now. You've successfully moved the information from your limited mental storage to your unlimited digital storage. Next is organize. This is where most people get it wrong. Normally we organize things like a library. We have a folder for psychology, a folder for marketing, and a folder for history. But this is a trap. In the real world, you don't need a marketing folder. You need a folder for the specific marketing project you're doing for a client on Tuesday. The golden rule of a second brain is to organize for actionability, not by topic. You want to save things based on where you're going to use them, not where they came from. Then we have Distill. This is my favorite part because it's a gift to your future self. Imagine you find a 2,000-word business report. It's full of great data, but you don't have time to read those 2,000 words every time you need a quick fact. Distilling is the process of finding the essence of a note. You use something called progressive summarization. The first time you save a note, you just save the text. The second time you look at it, you bold the most important sentences. The third time, you highlight the absolute best parts of those bolded sentences. Maybe the fourth time, you write a one-sentence summary at the very top in your own words. Now, instead of rereading a massive report, you can look at your note and get the main point in 10 seconds. You've turned a mountain of data into a tiny nugget of gold. The final step is express. This is the whole point of the system. We don't build a second brain just to have a pretty collection of notes. We build it to do things. Whether you're writing a blog post, planning a vacation, or solving a problem at work, your second brain is your toolkit. Instead of starting with a blank white screen and a blinking cursor, you go into your system and pull out all the seeds you've been planting. If you need to write a post about productivity, you don't have to research from scratch. You pull up your distilled notes on habit stacking, your captured quotes from famous authors, and your organized thoughts on time management. You can put together a high-quality piece of work in 30 minutes instead of 3 hours because the hard work is already done. Now that you know the process, you need a place to put everything. This is where the Para system comes in. Para is a universal way to organize digital information in any app you like. It doesn't matter if you use Notion, Obsidian, Evernote, or even just the folders on your computer. Para works everywhere because it mirrors the way we actually live our lives. The first letter, P, stands for projects. These are the things you're working on right now that have a specific finish line. A project has a deadline and a clear goal. Examples would be complete website redesign, plan 30th birthday party, or finish Spanish level 1. These are the most active folders in your life. When you're in work mode, you're usually living inside your projects folders. The second letter, A, stands for areas. These are ongoing responsibilities that don't have a deadline, but they require a certain standard over time. Think of things like health, finances, product management, or home maintenance. Here is a great example to help you tell the difference. Fixing a leaky faucet is a project because once it's fixed, the project is over. But home maintenance is an area because you'll always have a home to take care of as long as you live there. Areas are things you need to keep an eye on indefinitely. The third letter, R, stands for resources. This is your personal library. These are topics you're interested in but don't have a specific project for yet. Maybe you love coffee recipes, or you're curious about graphic design trends, or you like collecting interior design photos. There's no pressure here. Resources are just things that you find cool or useful for the future. It's the just-in-case section of your second brain. The final letter, A, stands for archives. This is the secret sauce of the whole system. Archives are for things that are no longer active. When you finish a project, you don't delete the folder. You move it to the archives. If you lose interest in a hobby, you move that resource folder to the archives. This is huge for your mental health. It clears the clutter from your daily view so you can focus on what matters, but it keeps your history safe. You never have to worry about losing something, but you also don't have to look at it every day. It's like moving old boxes into the attic instead of leaving them in the middle of your living room. Let's talk about how this looks in the real world. You might be wondering, which app should I use? There isn't one perfect app, but there are 3 main types of note-takers. First, there's the librarian. You like things neat, organized, and easy to search. You might like Evernote or OneNote. Then there's the architect. You like to build custom systems and connect different ideas. You'd probably love Notion. Finally, there's the gardener. You like to see how ideas grow and link together over time. If that's you, check out Obsidian or Roam Research. Pick the one that feels most natural to you. Once you have your tool, you need a routine. I recommend a weekly review. This isn't a long, boring chore. It takes about 15 minutes. Once a week, look at your inbox where you've been capturing things. Move those notes into the right Para folders. Check your projects to see if any are finished and need to be archived. This little bit of digital cleaning keeps the system from becoming a mess. Think about how this could change your career. I know a guy who used his second brain to track every single compliment, win, and successful project he had at work. Every time a boss sent a nice email or he hit a goal, he captured it. When it came time for his annual performance review, he didn't have to sit there trying to remember what he did 6 months ago. He opened his performance review project folder, pulled out all those wins, and presented a rock-solid case for a raise. He got it, and it was the easiest conversation of his life. Think about it for learning too. If you're a student, you can organize your lecture notes, YouTube tutorials, and PDF highlights into one master project folder for an upcoming exam. You aren't searching through 3 different notebooks and 4 different apps. Everything is in one spot. This leads to what Tiago Forte calls intermediary packets. These are small, reusable chunks of work. If you create a great checklist for a project once, you save it. The next time you have a similar project, you don't reinvent the wheel. You just grab that packet and go. This is how you stop feeling like you're constantly starting from zero. The biggest hurdle to building a second brain isn't the technology, it's your mindset. You have to realize that perfect is the enemy of good. A lot of people spend weeks trying to make their Notion pages look beautiful with custom icons and pretty colors. Don't do that. A messy system that actually works is 1,000 times better than a beautiful system that you never use. Your second brain is a work in progress, not a museum. It's okay if it's a little chaotic at first. You also need to understand the compounding effect of knowledge. When you put $1 in a savings account, it grows a little bit every year. Knowledge in a second brain works the same way. The more you add to it, the more valuable the whole system becomes. An idea you saved 2 years ago might suddenly become the missing piece for a project you're starting today. Over time, you're building a massive resource that makes you smarter and more creative, without you having to work harder. Finally, remember that the goal of a second brain is actually to spend less time on your devices, not more. By being efficient with how you capture and organize, you don't have to spend hours digging through emails or scrolling through old notes. You can find what you need in seconds, finish your work, and then go live your life. It's about using technology to free up your mind, not to clutter it even more. To wrap this all up, start capturing what resonates. Organize your files by how you'll use them. Simplify your notes for your future self, and use that knowledge to create something awesome. If you want to learn more about the specific apps I mentioned, check out this video next.